Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, let me introduce you to what I'm going to be making for breakfast. And this is what I like to call marshmallow cake. Specifically, a protein marshmallow cake. So, the ingredients we're going to be needing is one large carton or 32 ounces, 907 grams of egg whites, 2 boxes of gluten-free flapjack and waffle mix. This is Kodiak. I'm using gluten-free, but if you're not gluten intolerant or if you want to stay away from gluten, this would be your option. Although glutenized pancake mix, I believe, is lower in calories and higher in protein. So just be warned about that. I have 6 eggs for this as well. Marshmallow flavored protein powder, or you can use vanilla protein powder if you don't have marshmallow specific flavored. I have vanilla extract here, but there is a marshmallow extract. I actually ordered it and it's not arriving until Friday, so I'll be using vanilla for this example. A topping, I have this marshmallow dip. This is actually going to be a really good topping for this as well. And of course, your marshmallows. So I have these, they're called Smellows. They're really good in fiber, low in calorie, and they have like a gram of protein in them. So these are going to be for mixing. Great for baking too. But I think these are on Amazon for like $10. So not too bad, but great source of fiber and low in calories too. I think it's like 50 for 10. So this whole box is 500 calories. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a large mixing bowl. The reason being is because we have to mix everything, funny enough. So next you want to go ahead and get yourself some measuring cups. We're only going to be using the half cup and quarter cup, I believe, for this recipe. And so we're going to need, for 6 servings, we're going to need a box and a half of this. So I believe one box is 4 cups. And then the other half, it's a half a bag for the other one, and we're gonna go ahead and pour it into the bowl like so. Cup, so we're gonna pour to get about half a cup. Then one more, like that. This is a rough estimate, but yeah, you see, we've about used a little bit less than half a bag, so. You can keep this for if you want to make more, or toss it if you don't need it anymore, but we'll save that for later. But next, we're going to keep our half a cup out, eggs and our egg whites. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking 1 egg, I'm going to crack it into the mixing cup. That's kind of a weird way that it cracked, but essentially that's what we're going to be doing. That's going to be your egg versus egg white difference. So if we want measurements, we're going to go just to ounces. And then we're going to take our egg whites and pour it in. Make sure we don't spill any onto the thing. That would really suck. So you got 2.5 ounces of egg whites. So 2.5 ounces of egg whites per 1 egg, and all you're going to do is just scoop, pour it into the bowl like so. And then you're going to do this 5 more times. And then you'll get your perfect egg to egg white ratio with this. So, but if you want to use just egg whites, then it's a half a cup of egg whites. So it's 1-to-1 ratio for flour per egg white, or egg and egg white. All right, so we got our eggs and egg white mixtures in there. Now there's actually a ingredient I forgot, and it's Greek yogurt. So this is the Light and Fit toaster marshmallow flavoring, because we're making marshmallow bread. So essentially what you're gonna do, get yourself, for this specific flavor, I had to get these little cartons, but you can get like a massive one. For serving, it's 1/3 a cup of Greek yogurt. So for 6, we're gonna be using 4 of these exact, and this should give us the exact measurement for the Greek yogurt portion of it. I just take a knife and just scrape in place. This does have a a decent amount of sugar in it though. So if you're looking for more sugar-free Greek yogurt, you could do that. But at the same time, it's pretty low in calorie and it's fat-free. So, but that sugar flavoring should really help. Well, the sugar should help with the flavoring of this, of course. So we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of these in, and I'll come back over. Once your Greek yogurt is put into the bowl, the next thing we're gonna be incorporating our protein powder. So again, this is marshmallow flavored, but if you don't have marshmallow, vanilla is fine. You may not have that strong of a marshmallow flavor. So one serving is a half a scoop of the protein powder. So for the total servings, we're gonna be using 3 scoops of protein powder. For the next step, we have some extract. I have vanilla here, but you can use marshmallow because my marshmallow didn't come in time, unfortunately. So we're just gonna add a couple driplets of this. Not too much because again, we want the marshmallow flavor, not so much vanilla flavor. Unless you have the marshmallow extract, then it's gonna be a lot better, of course, the flavor. And finally, for our mix-ins, we're gonna be adding our smellos. So this has 3 bags in it. So we're gonna use 1.5 bags for the mix-in portion of it. And this is what the marshmallows look like. And then we're just gonna dump it here like this. Again, we're gonna use half a bag. We're gonna save the other half for our toppings. And for our final piece of resistance, we're gonna take our egg beater here. I feel like it's the best way to mix it. And then we're just going to mix and incorporate everything. That's pretty good. And I think for the remainder, we're actually gonna start folding this. I got a spatula here, and all I'm really gonna do is scrape the edges off. Yeah, so this is about what you want. A nice pancake batter, because we do use a pancake mix. Funny enough. We're gonna go ahead and put these into our containers. All right, so I have these individual tins here. I don't know, they don't really tell you the size. I mean, I knew they do in a wrapper, but I threw it away before. I don't really know what the size of these are, but I know for portioning of everything, this gets you about a pound worth of product. So, but all you're gonna do is just take a spoonful of your product and then put it into the pan like so. And then I just like doing even scoops going throughout. Like this. And then like that. And then once I get to all 6 of them, I'll just repeat the process until they're all full. You know, those marshmallows were a lot bigger than I thought. They said they were small, but they were actually pretty big. Pretty big marshmallows. And you might want to come like a spoon or a spatula or something, because the batter is still kind of thick. So to kind of scoop the rest of it out. But we're going to go ahead and finish up portioning these guys out. And then we'll be back with how to put them in the oven. So when you get your portions all set up, it should be like this. I like doing is taking them and kind of pounding them like this. Pause. So that way it gets a nice flat surface all the way around. To be honest, I should have... I meant to actually put wax paper on one of these, but kind of do like a presentation of it, but it's fine. So, but if you guys haven't done it already, preheat your oven to 375. So we're gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. I have one of these baking trays. It fits about 5 of them. So I'm gonna put in like that. And then for our last one, we're just gonna place it in the oven like so. So you're gonna let these guys bake. Go ahead and get our marshmallow bread out. As you can see, this is the final product. And then I got the one single one here. And as you can see here, we have our fully cooked marshmallow bread. You're gonna let these guys sit for about a couple hours. We wanna get them cool before we put the topping on. And the reason for that is because the topping will then get all gushy looking, and we don't want that. Yeah, so we're gonna let these cool off for about an hour or so, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna go ahead and top these guys off with the icing and more marshmallows. Once your bread is cool, You want to lay them on a counter like this. It's going to look kind of funny, but that's because it's the marshmallows like exploding into the the oven. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to take our marshmallow topping, or this is a dessert dip per se, and we're going to take a spoon, and all we're going to do is just take one spoonful at a time and just place it on top. Spread her around town as best as we can. Last but not least, we have to top it off with some even more marshmallows. So we're going to use the rest of the marshmallows that we have, and we're just going to go ahead and top this bad boy off with what we got. What we got. Do-do-do-do-do. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, we are completely finished with our marshmallow bread. These things are looking quite fantastic, if I do say so myself. And I cannot wait to dive into this tomorrow because I cannot eat these today. So, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, happy breakfast time. So it's been a minute since I filmed the making video of this and the eating video of this. So I just kind of ran out of time with my schedule, unfortunately, because I have to go back in the office now this week. Except for today, so, which is nice. So, we have the marshmallow bread here, and let me tell you, I love this. This is so good. So, we're gonna go ahead and unveil the wrapping. Like that. And we have our finished product here, our marshmallow bread. This stuff is beyond this world. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get a scoopful. See how she tastes after I poke holes into my tinfoil. Something like this better than the blueberry one I made with Peach Fit's recipe is the egg makes a total difference with this. It's not as dry, and there's also some other things in here too to add the moisture. So I think it makes a hell of a difference between tossing in the air fryer and burning it versus slow cooking in the oven. So, but this stuff is so good. I highly recommend doing this. But I also have substitutes as well, because a lot of it's like marshmallow flavored stuff, but the marshmallow flavored stuff can be kind of expensive. So vanilla can be a really good substitute on this, like the vanilla protein powder, vanilla Greek yogurt. The two things I would recommend keeping marshmallow though are the actual marshmallows themselves and the marshmallow dessert dip. Otherwise, it would be more of like a vanilla cake with marshmallow toppings. but yeah, it's because I know a lot of things can be a little bit more difficult. Like the toasted marshmallow Greek yogurt can be a little difficult to find, but I think that Light and Fit brand works perfect with this because it does have some sugar in it, but I think the sugar incorporates in this a lot better than like Oiko's Greek yogurt that doesn't really have sugar in it, and then you have to add your own sweetener to it. But that's pretty much it for this. I mean, again, super low in fat, super low in sugar, super high in fiber. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about when we go over the macros. All right, so we got all the macros here for the marshmallow bread. We have 546.43 calories with 43.21 grams of protein, 84.36 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of fat only. Now, the fiber is a little ridiculous on this, and the reason being is because those smellows are like 20 grams of fiber each, and we use a little bit over 1.5 servings, so that's why for that. 11 grams of sugar, and all the sugar comes from the yogurt, by the way. I think, well, the yogurt, and there might be a couple other things, like there's some sugar in the Kodiak pancake mix, and then 901 milligrams of sodium. So again, not too bad in sodium. Usually gives you a health score, but it's not showing for some reason. But I think the macros are pretty decent on this too. For something that's more of a dessert than anything. If you like a dessert or breakfast, or you can have this for like one meal a day. You could have it as a dessert with the end of your meal. I think it goes really great. But ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, I think let's go ahead and carry on to lunch. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, it is lunchtime, baby. And lunch, we're actually going to keep it stupid simple. Now, essentially what I got here is chicken breast with some broccoli and sweet potatoes. Essentially all I put in for the sweet potatoes to season it with salt, pepper, garlic powder, or minced garlic, because it's like the blend from Kinder's, cinnamon powder, and thyme powder. These are like the Tyson pre-baked, cooked, or whatever chicken. I bought a bunch of bags of these because my dog, Jax, was not feeling great, so I did chicken and rice for him. So last week I bought like a bunch of frozen chicken. Turned out that he was better like the next day. So I had a bunch of this chicken and I was like, you know, might as well just incorporate it to my next meal. So again, stupid simple meal just like this. Yeah, I mean, essentially this is just it. Just chicken, broccoli, and sweet potatoes. And then we're gonna add some of the sesame ginger teriyaki taste flavor co sauce that's low in calorie. So we're just gonna glob this guy on. When I take this to work, I usually don't bring any sauces with me, but the simple flavors have been kind of getting to me, so been trying to incorporate. This sauce is very messy, by the way. But here we go, like 15 calories per serving, and there's 18 servings in here. So the entire bottle. But I do recommend picking up these sauces. They're about $9 a bottle, but sometimes you can get them for sale. I've got a bunch of them for like $6, $7. I also have a very detailed review video on all the sauce flavors that they have right now of this video being put out, except for honey mustard, because I don't like honey mustard. So I would recommend checking that out if you're interested in some taste flavor co sauces, which, by the way, I'm still trying to get Joey Swall and Jason to recognize the video. I mean, come on, guys, please, I'm desperate here. Add it to my meal rotation for the day. Might as well go ahead and show you the macros on this guy. So 601 calories with 96 grams of protein, 34 grams of carbohydrates, and 8 grams of fat, with 7 grams of fiber, 6 grams of sugar, and 1,535 milligrams of sodium. The reason why the sodium's so high is because, again, the chicken is pre-baked, so and it's also seasoned, so there's a lot of salt in this. I forgot how much portions of everything. Yeah, half a sweet potato per serving, 6.5 ounces of broccoli per serving, which is frozen broccoli, and then 4 servings of the bag, which I think each serving was 4 ounces. So 16 ounces of chicken total. So, but that's pretty much it for the macros for this guy. Nice, super simple meal with decently low in calories and high grams of protein. Also, it needs to put like 60 calories worth of sauce in here too. So, but yeah. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, welcome to the dinner portion of the video. Now this guy, we're only going to be using 5 ingredients, not including seasonings. So let's go ahead and go over how I'm going to be making my stuffed peppers. For the protein, we're using ground turkey. This is 99% fat-free turkey. Low in calorie, high in protein. As I say, 28 grams protein right there. I have 4 pounds of it, so we've been making 6 servings. 1 serving is 2 peppers. Next, I have some minute rice. This is just a little microwavable packets. So I have 3 of them, and there's gonna be a reason why I'm using 3 of these versus 6, that, you know, because it comes with a pack of 2. Next is probably one of my favorite vegetables, which are leeks. Leeks are fantastic. They're a very mild tasting onion, but I just love these so much. And then last but not least, we have a giant pack of peppers here. 6 peppers in each pack, and I have 2 of them. Actually, the last ingredient we'll be having is butter. All right, so first thing, we're gonna need a knife, chopping knife, preferably. And we're gonna go ahead and take our leeks. So, also, you're also gonna need a large mixing bowl. So, leeks are, they come typically in packs of 3, sometimes you see 2 of them. So, I'm gonna be showing you guys how I cut a leek. This part of the leek, you're not gonna need. It's very woody tasting, so you just kind of go about a little bit under the part where it separates just chop that off, and then you could toss that. Then you get stuff like this too. It looks gross. And of course, we cut the roots off. And then I like doing is we're going to be slicing down the middle like this. And then you want it cut in half like this. Now, it's very important to wash your leeks because leeks have a bunch of dirt and stuff in it. So it's a good idea to, when you cut each individual stalk, I would highly recommend rinsing them. Like what Shrek says for onions, leeks also have layers. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your leek and then you're just going to chop it like this into nice small little pieces. And that's about it. So once you chop your leeks up into pieces, I just throw them to the bowl like so. And you can use the entire half stalk as well. So I'll do it again. Just kind of chop it up like so. Be extremely cautious to cut. It's probably easier to cut the leek with the stalk side down because you get not only a better grip on it, but you also don't have the layer slipping on you. So we're gonna go ahead and cut all of our leeks, and I'll get back to you guys when we're done with that. All right, once your leeks are chopped up, you should get a bowl of leeks like this. Seems like a lot, but once we put everything in there, the leeks will wilt a little bit. But if you traditionally cook leeks, you actually need like a lot of fat to cook them properly. So, or at least to make them taste good. So, but if you bake it with other like proteins and other vegetables, it'll give you a good earthy flavor. But leeks also have a great amount of nutrients as well as a great source of fiber in there as well. So, but also I love leeks in general. I wouldn't eat these raw though. They don't taste that good raw. Like, you know, kind of tastes like grass. Taking our ground turkey, and essentially we're doing ripping this guy open, flop, just like that. Once you got your ground turkey in, we're just gonna pop these rice cups in, and we're just gonna pour them in like so. So for the next step, it actually kind of melted, but I softened up 6 tablespoons of grass-fed salted butter. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy in here like so. So the reason why we want to put butter into this is because we have absolutely no fat. And especially with the turkey being like 99, so it's pure protein. So we need some sort of fat in here, and there's a lot of benefits to salted butter too. It also makes your dish taste really good. So let me get this butter mess cleaned up, and I'll get with you guys with the next step. All right, so next we'll be adding our dry seasonings. So I have some pink Himalayan salt. I just add this to taste, honestly. But just remember, you're putting salted butter in there, so don't try to add too much salt. Next, we have some black pepper. We're just gonna add this for taste. But if you want a specific measurement, I'd say about 2 tablespoons. And then you're gonna match the rest of the seasonings with about 2 tablespoons each. So I got some garlic powder. Then I got some rosemary leaves. Rosemary goes really good with turkey, by the way. Or just poultry in general. It goes really good. Got some parsley. Parsley doesn't really enhance any kind of flavoring. It's just a general herb. Got some minced onion, or if you have onion powder, that works as well. Got some smoked paprika. It's going to give it the nice smoky flavor. Be really nice. Again, if you want to add some moisture in here too, you can always put in tomato sauce. But we're going to add some butter for some extra flavor, because there's actually a sauce going to be put on top when everything gets kind of put together. So, but the next step is you're just going to take everything and mix it together. So if any watches or anything, I would probably take these off and just take everything and mash it together like this. What I like doing is I like picking it up, folding it together, and then pressing it back down. Kind of incorporate everything together. You want the meat, the butter, the rice and the leeks to all incorporate together. And once you're done, you get something like this, basically a giant pink meatball. So we're gonna go ahead and put this to the side for now as we go ahead and cut our onions up. I meant to say peppers, not onions. So this is not peppers, of course. What we're gonna be doing is taking the head here. You want to cut it so you at least get the stem out, right? And then all you're gonna do is take this guy and just rip the gut out, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want a little bit more room in your pepper, you have some of these part of the core. You can kind of go in there and trim it with your knife, like so. Just be careful you're not cutting out a hole in the bottom of the pepper though when you do that. So basically what I do is I just slit and then rip out, and then you have more of an opening for your pepper. So, but we want to keep the pepper, I'll call it the pepper lid, because this is what we use to, when we bake these, it's going to be your cover for your peppers. So we're going to go ahead and cut the rest of these peppers, get them all stacked up on the pan, and I'll show you guys what we do next. So I have all the peppers on the tray. I'm doing 6 each. So basically, the next step, what we're going to do is take your bell pepper housing, chunk of meat, and just stuff it in there. Like so. You could probably get a little bit more than anticipated, but basically just want to get it, stuff it real tight, like that. You can even go a little over if you want, but this is about the amount I would put in here. And then you put it to the side, put your lid on like that, and it's good to go for baking. So we're gonna go ahead, stuff all these guys up, pause, and I'll get with you guys when we're done with that. So as you can see here, we have the peppers fully stuffed, pause, and ready to go into the oven. Probably one of the biggest challenges with stuffed peppers is getting them to stand up. So try your best to see if they can. If not, then lay them flat. You know, you have no other option. So, but we kind of want to have that cover on, because what's going to do is going to help trap moisture in there as well. So we got our oven going, and all we're going to do, simply put these guys in there. But again, it can be a little hefty, so just be careful. Make sure you're not trying to tilt any of these so these fall. So we're being extra careful when we put them in there. And we're gonna let these things bake for, I'll give you time when they're done, because I actually don't know. So once these are finished, I'll go ahead and let you guys know how long that took. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, I think we are completely finished cooking our stuffed pepper recipe. That is right. So these have been cooking in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. We're cooking with poultry, so we have to be extra careful. So we're gonna go ahead and take these guys out of the oven. As you can see, this is what they look like. Nice toasted peppers with our cooked protein and veggies inside. And, you know, rice as well. Even a little bit of fat with the butter. So as you guys can see here is the finished product. We have some nice charring around the peppers and some of the charring from the leeks and crispiness on the ground turkey as well. Looking quite magnificent, quite fantastic, quite delicious, and quite scrumptious itself. So without further ado, I said let's go ahead and get this guy plated up and chow down. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube world, we have completely finished the stuffed pepper dish. And as you can see here, these look absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I am so excited to divine and conquer this dish. So we're gonna remove our covers like so. And I have a steak knife here. All we're really gonna do is cut into this like so. Get us a grand piece of turkey and pepper. Here's our first bite. Bon appetit. Let's give this a try.
Oh, yay! そうそう。
Really good. You got the turkey, 99% lean. The leeks give it a nice earthy taste to it. A little bit of a grassiness taste. And a little bit of an oniony flavor with the seasonings incorporated, of course. The butter to especially give it a nice fatty flavorness from it too. And a little bit of saltiness. But let me tell you, these are really good. And if you want to even spice up and enhance your flavoring, Taste Co. makes these low-calorie sauces that are out of this world. So we're going to try it with the sauce. One of my favorites is the spicy garlic parm, like so. They're really good. So you guys can see here, we got the calories, which are 652 with 80 grams of protein, 53 grams of carbs, and 15 grams of fat, with 10 grams of fiber, 17 grams of sugar, mainly from the vegetables, and 450 milligrams of sodium. So also pretty low in sodium. So the macros are pretty good on these. Definitely higher protein than calories for the protein test, which is really good. But this is a really good dish. And I highly recommend making it. It's nice and simple. Just mix, put in the oven, and then voila. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube world, you know what's absolutely insane? I forgot to film an outro for this. So let's go ahead and calculate everything that we got totally going on with our macros throughout the day. What we plan for this week. Now, for calories, we have 1,799 calories with 219 grams of protein, 171 grams of carbohydrates, 33 grams of fat, with 55 grams of fiber, by the way. That's a lot of fiber, man. Oof. I got your stomach going. Too much fiber is not that fantastic, though, but it definitely gets your stomach digested for sure. And keeps you full for quite some time. 34 grams of sugar, and kicking it off lastly with 2,851 milligrams of sodium. So sodium's not like absolutely terrible, but that's pretty much it. But this is not incorporating the taste flavor sauces. If I were to incorporate those, it would be like maybe 120 calories extra on top of all this and a couple milligrams of sodium. But there's really nothing else that the sauces provide besides being low calorie. So but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube world, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching all these. Hopefully these recipes can be incorporated into your weight loss journey if you choose to be on one. And yeah, so I'm editing the video now, and my god, one reason why I don't like filming on my phone is because there's like, oh, your cloud storage is full or whatever. So I had to go and just delete a bunch of stuff, and it cuts the complete video like out. So like I was saying though, I must have just woke up when I made that marshmallow bread video because I watched it. I was like, oh my god. So I do apologize for the boredom that's throughout that entire video. I know with me getting back into the office now, it really depletes my energy because a lot of my mental thinking and focusing goes towards work, and then when I come home, I'm like, oh. So life of the 9 to 5. But usually when I work from home, it's not that bad. It's only when I go in the office. Probably because I wake up an hour later when I work from home, because I usually wake up an hour earlier to get ready and then go to work. I'm only 15 minutes away, but traffic and a bit of a mess. And off topic though. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like the content, like the journey, and want to start your own, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to follow my journey, hopefully to inspire to start yours if you would like to start yours. But I hope these recipes can really incorporate to your weight loss journey, because I really like creating these cool dishes and trying to incorporate them into your diets too, and doing it without spending $200 on a cookbook or whatever. So, but next week though, I can't really promise anything creative. I think I'm gonna keep it really simple just because of time conveniences and blah blah blah. So, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube world, that's gonna be it for me. And again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Even if it's positive or negative, leave a comment. We are internet, so we gotta learn to take it. Make sure to stay disciplined, stay focused. Catch you guys later.